What is up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to the Start Today podcast. I'm your host, Chris Cavallini. Today, guys, it's going to be short, it's going to be sweet, and I'm going to tell you one of my favorite stories. All right? It's the old tale of the chicken farmer who found an eagle's egg. Right? The chicken farmer discovered this eagle's egg, wasn't sure exactly what to do with it, so he put it in the coop with his chickens. Eventually, of course, the egg hatched, and we now have a situation where we have a baby eagle that grew up around all chickens, which of course based his behavior and patterns of thinking from whatever they did. I mean, early on, he felt and recognized that, he was a little different, but eventually he was conditioned to believe that he was a chicken just like all the other chickens that were around him. All right. Chickens, as you know, are only capable of flying short distances, which this basically made the young eagle believe that that's all he was able to do as well. He never for a second questioned or even explored the remote possibility that secretly he was and could actually be so much more. All right, one day the young eagle was looking up in the sky and he noticed a bird flying higher than he'd ever seen a bird flying. Right? He didn't even know that birds could actually fly that high. The bird wasn't just any bird. It had an extremely impressive wingspan. It flew with confidence, with finesse, and unlike any of the other birds that the young eagle had seen to that point of his life that normally flew in flocks, this bird traveled fearlessly alone. The young eagle was obviously overwhelmed with curiosity and was fascinated by this majestic bird. And, now in his adolescent years, he turned to an old salty chicken who was close by him and he asked, "Hey, who's that?" The chicken told the young eagle in a bitter and resentful tone, "Oh, that's an eagle." And obviously the young eagle, not knowing what an eagle was, he had never seen another eagle before. He asked the older chicken, "Well, what's an eagle? Like what makes them different?" In a very condescending, resentful, and malevolent tone, the chicken answered, "Well, they're supposedly the king of all birds and the rulers of the sky. They're lucky. They're lucky because they're free to roam the earth, the sky, and they basically can do whatever they want. But it's because they're lucky. They're lucky because they're smart. They're lucky because they're brave. And, they're lucky because they have the confidence and the courage to stand alone. We're only chickens. So basically, we have to stay safe and we have to stay within the confines and comfort of our little coop." So the young eagle accepted it, basically grew up, lived, grew old, and ultimately died. He lived his entire life as a chicken because that's what he was conditioned to believe he was, based solely off of his environment, all of the other chickens / people around him, and the things that he'd been told, which ultimately influenced his self-belief. Guys, today, I want you to recognize and start taking very seriously the fact that although you may have been brought up in an environment or a situation that limited your awareness of what exactly you are capable of, you are a fucking eagle. You're meant to soar high, take risks, and stay as clear and far away from the flock as humanly possible. All right, when you see other people going right, when you see everybody else going right, let that be your cue to go left. All right, start entertaining the very real, very strong possibility that basically everything that you have been led to believe about yourself, about your potential, about what you are capable of are beliefs that were put there by other people, whether that be your parents, your friends, the people that you grew up around, your environment. Again, all of the things that you've learned, all of the thoughts that you have basically cultivated that have led you to believe whatever it is that you currently believe about yourself. Understand that just like you learned to accept whatever limitations that you've imposed on yourself, you have the ability right now to unlearn that shit and start tapping into your true potential and figuring out just how deep the rabbit hole goes. All right? When, you see or hear other people talking about success or those who are accomplishing success in a negative, resentful manner, understand that those are the people that you need to stay clear away from. A man's character is determined very quickly by the way they act or react when they see other people accomplishing success. Success, in a 2019 world, it's become villainized in a lot of ways, and it's become villainized based off of the previous generation. It's become villainized based off of the fact that most of our parents, didn't basically raise us in privilege. Most of our parents have struggled their entire fucking life. Most of our parents basically just barely scraped by and lived paycheck to paycheck and developed resentment towards that fact, developed resentment against people who are successful. And again, not being consciously aware have basically led you to have the same views about success and people who are accomplishing success as they have. Listen, we only got one shot at this thing. This thing that I'm talking about is life. Life is way too short to not live it, doing our best, putting in the work, making progress, and just figuring out how far we can take things. Here's the thing. A higher power has given you an opportunity, okay? A higher power has brought you to this earth, not to be an average motherfucker, not to be a sheep, not to stay in the middle, but to spread your wings, to lead, and to win. Today, guys, I ask you one simple favor. Please start believing in yourself. Recognize your unlimited fucking potential that you have within you right now to achieve greatness. And under no circumstances, live and die thinking that you're just a chicken.